Welcome to Beer and Iron's How to Create a Roux Recipe. This is a very simple, flavorful thickener for your soups, stews, chilies, bisques, and even some sauces. We're going to be using a 5-quart cast iron Dutch oven for this roux example, but any number of pots and pans will work just as well. We use a wooden spatula with a very flat, thick edge. It'll be important to keep that roux moving on the bottom of this soon-to-be wicked hot cast iron pot. There's a link to this wooden spatula in the description below. It all starts with the oil, but have your flour measured out and at the ready. This process will move fast and there ain't no pause button during this cook. You'll use equal parts of oil to white flour. We're using 4 tablespoons of oil and white flour in this example. You can use any kind of oil or fat that you like. You can use olive oil, you can use bacon fat. It's totally up to you. You want that cast iron Dutch oven on a medium to medium high heat. Let your chosen oil or fat reach the smoke point. You'll see just a few faint wisps of smoke beginning to form. Once you get to that point, go ahead and add the pre-measured flour to the hot oil and begin moving things around in that pot. It'll clump up at first, but eventually it'll smooth out and it'll look creamy. Now keep an eye on that timer. This is for demonstration purposes only. You don't have to time this process. The only timer you have is based upon the kind of roux that you want to create, and we'll talk about that in just a bit. After about a minute, we're nearing the light roux stage. This is also known as the blonde or white roux. This is created about 1 or 2 minutes into the cook. It's just enough time to begin to smell that almost bread-like deliciousness. This is just at the point where the flavor of the flour is not raw tasting. A light roux has a smooth flavor. It has the most thickening properties. It's a light color, almost a cream white. But I'm going to tell you this, don't sample that roux, you will get burned. We're going to keep going and we're going to change the nature of this roux from a light roux to a brown roux. We're going to get different flavor profiles and thickening properties. The brown roux is created at about 2 or 3 minutes since you've put that flour into that hot oil. The aromas will start to change to a nice toasted nuttiness as the color darkens from a creamy white to a toast-colored appearance. A brown roux's flavor is still smooth and nutty-ish. It has a pretty good thickening property too. It works well in most recipes. It will appear toast-colored and even may look tan or brown. As we continue on, we're going to move into another stage of the roux. We're going to find our dark roux, or also known as the red roux. A dark roux is created at about 3 to 5 minutes, maybe more, maybe a little less. By now, the aromas will have permeated throughout your home, and I'm going to tell you this, folks are going to come out of the woodworks wondering what's for dinner. You'll have a nice, toasted, nutty smell. The flavor is still going to be smooth, and the nuttiness will be sharper than the brown roux. The dark roux will likely offer the most flavor of all 3 types of roux. A dark roux only has fair thickening properties, less than your brown or your light colored roux. The trade-off though is flavor. I think the dark roux is the most delicious of them all. A dark roux will work great in things like gumbo and even chilies and enchilada sauce. I'll have to say that none of the roux types are better than the others, they're just different. I've used light roux in gumbo and dark roux in gravies. There's no rules. Usually, if it matters, the recipe you're using will indicate the type of roux to create. Whether you need to create the light roux, the brown roux, or the delicious dark roux. Once you've reached the desired roux type that you're looking for, go ahead and turn the heat off under that pot and keep stirring for about 15 to 30 seconds to make sure nothing burns in that hot cast iron Dutch oven. For demonstration purposes, here's a sped up version of the roux creation at 10 times the normal speed. Watch the color change with the timer. It's worth noting that this is just an example, and times may vary based upon the heat level and the volume of the roux that you're trying to create. This is about the consistency that you're looking for in your roux. It's okay if it's a little thicker, and it's okay if it's a little thinner. And that's about it, y'all. We finished it up. Now we're going to go create something with this roux. I want to thank each and every one of you for watching Beer and Iron's How to Create a Roux Recipe. This is a recipe referred to by many of Beer and Iron recipes as an ingredient. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have, be sure to give it a little thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to click that little bell for updates as new videos and recipe articles on beerandiron.com are published. We'll see y'all next time. Thank y'all for watching. We'll catch you later. Y'all enjoy.